Hey guys, it's Chiru with Imani. I go by both names. Welcome to a whole lot of Imani.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
Okay, yeah, no, I know I've been gone for a hot minute, and same as usual, I don't have a decent excuse. I'm just busy with school, busy with life in general, I guess. So I'm too lazy to edit my videos and upload them. I'm hoping to get this video out as soon as possible so that you guys can, do the application well in time and have enough information for you to do it. So yeah, if you can't already tell by the title, this is just basically all about the Ellen Gray Orbis Foundation scholarship opportunity, which I'm currently on. And yeah, the last video that I did about it seemed pretty popular, and I was getting a lot of questions and stuff, and I'm so sorry to everyone that I did not answer. I just kind of neglected my YouTube channel. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm hoping if you still have the time to do it, that this will give you, enough insights and information so that you can, attack this thing and get the scholarship, just kill it. For this one, I'm just going to be talking about the application for Eswatini, Botswana, and Namibia. It's a different group that deals with like Eswatini, Botswana, and Namibia, and then a different group that deals with South African's applications. So I can't really speak on the South African application all too much. I'm pretty sure you might find videos if you are from South Africa. So for this one, you can only apply if you are 21 in 2023. You're turning 21, like that's the oldest you'll be in 2023. That's the first requisite. And then the second one is that you have to either be a citizen of Botswana, Eswatini, or Namibia. And yeah, I know before they used to take uni students, like first year uni students, or if you did your A-level like AS, then they'll take you in, but now they're not taking uni students anymore. Don't know why, I don't know, don't ask me. Yeah, so currently they're just taking you if you've done AS, and then you also need to have certain requirements for like Form 5. Yeah, so the prerequisites here, you have to have an indication of entrepreneurial flair and passion. So obviously if you're applying for an entrepreneurial type scholarship, then you must have like a kind of excitement or flair, passion for entrepreneurship. And then the next thing is actually filling out the application form. So the first page is just basically personal details about your family, your household, like your income and stuff, and then academic history. And it's not like asking for details, it just wants you to like list things, just name what high school you went to or high schools you went to, and then any extracurricular activities that you've done, like sports, services and stuff. And like you want to pick, because I think they don't give you a lot of room to put like all the activities that you've put in, so you want to try and pick ones that show that you can be an entrepreneur or a leader or any one of those things, or you care about your community and like providing service to your community, just things like that. Just kind of always link back to what is this application for, what is this scholarship for, right? And then it's going to ask you for your Form 5 or your grade 11 results and like the subject and then the percentage that you got. And then it's going to ask you for your top 3 unis that you want to apply to and what degree or what faculty. Actually, both. It's going to ask you for the faculty and the name of the degree that you want to do, and then what university you want to go to. So mind you have to have already applied to the university of your choice. Yeah, so they don't actually like, once you get the scholarship, it's not like a guaranteed a place at uni, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So you still have to apply. They don't provide funding for that, so you do have to fund that yourself. I don't think it's that expensive, but it's been a while since I applied to uni, so I can't really remember. And speaking of, someone did ask me to do a video on applying to South African universities, and unfortunately I can't remember, genuinely can't remember. But I did just apply to unis in South Africa, and then I applied to unis in the UK. And my personal opinion, I thought that the application to South Africa was like way easier than to the UK, because the UK asks you to do like a personal statement and you have to like sell yourself academically and like extracurricular wise. But then South African ones, I think it was mostly just about grades. They didn't ask you to do like any essays of any kind. Yeah, they just want to make sure that you're like a decent person, you went to high school, you got the certain grades, or you meet the requirements. So I'm pretty sure you can just go to the uni's websites and look up what the prerequisites or requirements are and then apply. I promise you it's not that difficult. I probably took like a day or two to apply to the unis, and it didn't take too much time, and I got into all the unis I applied to. So It's not that deep. I'm sure you guys will. Just make sure that you read like the requirements and make sure that you do actually, you know, meet the requirements, so you're not like wasting your money, you're not wasting your time. Yeah, cool. So yeah, it's gonna ask you for leadership type of activities that you've done, community service, and then a sport. So like the high school that I went to, they split our activities into a sport or physical, actually, a service, and enrichment. So that's just kind of what I used to kind of guide me into splitting up my different activities. I don't think they actually check your reference, because they also ask you to put like a reference, but I'm pretty sure you could just put the, you know, the teacher who is in charge of whatever activity you're gonna put down. And then I could just go straight into the application form, like the questions. If you remember lost in my previous video, like I said, link in the description, no, link up here. I'll assume it's this side. Link up there, and then I'm pretty sure it might be in the description as well. So yeah, in the previous video I did say that I think they had about 10 essay questions. Even in this application, I'm currently looking at the application right now, they also have 10 questions, and these are about, they're saying no more than 300 words, so it's not that long. Like, it's not that difficult to explain. So like I said before, all these questions are pretty much similar for Eswatini, Botswana, and Namibia, and they're basically just asking you to, you know, explain why you, in what ways you serve the community of your country, how you're gonna further enrich it, how you're an entrepreneur, what kind of experiences you've had, what leadership roles you've had, if you've started a business or not, like just questions along that kind of thing. I'm pretty sure you can look at the application and see it for yourself. So yeah, I'll keep repeating this time and time again, just related back to being an entrepreneur, related back to being a leader, and then that's how you will how I think you'll do well. That's what I did anyway. And take your time with it. I know I spent, like, the first time I saw the application, let me even tell you a story. Let me sidetrack. It's not even an interesting story, but like, yeah, so I saw this, I was told about this in, like, at the end of my Form 5, the end of my grade 11, about this the scholarship opportunity. I opened the application form like it was a physical paper, and then I saw those 10 questions. I was like, nope, I am not doing all of that. So I decided to leave it. So I was always like looking towards getting a scholarship to study abroad. Hopefully, I just kept praying that it was going to work out and trying my best, you know, grades wise and stuff. So yeah, our government does have the scholarship program called Top Achievers, and then you have to get certain grades to become a top achiever. And if you do become a top achiever, then they will sponsor you to study at any university of your liking. So yeah, I always thought they start sponsoring you from like Form 5. So you can either get sponsored from 5 in AS or A2. And I just thought that, like, yeah, no, I'm gonna get top achievers, I'm smart enough for it. And yeah, so that's one of the reasons I didn't even apply for the Alan Gray scholarship in Form 5. So I was just like, yeah, no, top achievers got me. And then results came, and like I just missed the mark, like the minimum requirements for top achievers, so I missed that. So in AS, I was just like, okay, same thing happened again. I'm like, yeah, no, top achievers, I'm gonna, you know, kill it again. What happened? I missed the requirement again. And then A2, I was just like, bro, your chances, like basically your last chance to get like top achievers, at least try, you know, broaden your options and stuff. So in A2, that's when I finally decided to apply for Alan Gray, and I got it. And then I also qualified for top achievers, funny enough. So yeah, that's the end of the story. Oh no, it's not the end of the story. The main point of the story I was trying to say was that I put off doing these essay questions for so long, for 2 years basically, and I didn't even bother. And then in my A2 year, when I finally decided, like, okay, listen, you need to actually do this thing. So yeah, I finally decided to apply, and I spent like two weeks to a month working on these questions, which is why I'm trying to get this video out to you guys as soon as possible, so you can watch and apply and get everything done well in a time and stuff. So yeah, just start as soon as you can. Spend enough time to really think about your answers, how you want to answer, what kind of experiences you want to put down, and don't necessarily like be quick to put to write down on the application itself. Just like have like a rough paper. I had like 2-3 drafts of my answers, and I'll just read it back to myself and see, okay, yeah, this seems, you know, just even like ask someone else to like proofread it and see if it makes you sound like if you're selling yourself. So yeah, that's with the application itself. And then I did have a question, okay, what the interview process is like. So yeah, like in my previous video, like I've said time and time again, there are 3 steps to the application process. So the first step is the application itself, which we just talked about. The second step is an interview, and then the third step is a selection camp. So because when I was applying, it was during COVID, so we couldn't exactly, because the selection camp was in Namibia it was supposed to be in Namibia during my year, but because of COVID we couldn't travel and stuff, so they had to cancel the selection camp, and we just had a second round of interviews. So with the interviews, it wasn't that hard, was it? No, actually I feel like the first round of interviews I thought I botched. I was so disappointed in myself because I felt like I could have done better, but it turns out I did good enough. So yeah, with the interviews, I think they basically ask you questions very, very, very similar to the application questions itself, but like kind of worded differently. So yeah, just know your essay questions, know your answers and stuff. And even when you're answering your essay questions, don't lie, don't make up stories, because you're gonna be caught in your lie when you can't, like, you know, put 2 and 2 together. So yeah, these questions are, like I said, they're gonna be based off of the application questions themselves, and yeah, just worded differently, I guess. So you can just kind of think of those and also have like backup answers, because sometimes, well, during my first interview I felt like they asked me the same question multiple times. Like, I don't know how many questions they asked me, but like some of the questions felt like I was being asked the same thing, and I was just like, but I've already spoken about this. So just have backup answers, like, you know, have more than one answer to the essay question, but don't just rely on the essay questions or the application questions themselves. Just be prepared for anything, because, you know, things could change. I applied in 2020, so yeah, it's been 3 years, so maybe things are different now. So yeah, just always have backup answers. Like I said, be prepared, you know, breathe and just like calm yourself. Practice the questions in front of the mirror. Even like record, just take your phone out, record yourself answering the questions, give yourself questions to answer, and just like record yourself, see like where you're fumbling, where you take time to answer, if you're being repetitive and stuff. So just practice. And then the second thing I want to talk about with the interviews is the method that you should use to answer questions. And you can use this for like other interviews, like future interviews, like whether you're getting a job or something else, you know, is the STAR method. It's so helpful. So the STAR method, it's, what is it called? Is it an acronym? It's not an acronym. Oh, yes, the STAR method is a mnemonic. So S stands for situation. So first you describe, you're basically, your interviewer is someone who doesn't know you, they haven't been in your life, they don't know your experiences and stuff. So S, situation, you're describing the situation to them, you're putting them in the position. Then T is task. So you're gonna answer like, what was the task at hand? What did you have to do? What problem were you trying to solve? A is action, and like, yeah, what steps did you take to solve the problem? What did you do in that situation? Then R is result, which is, I think, one of the more important, yeah, like, so sometimes with the STAR method they have 2 R's and sometimes it's just 1. So the first R is result, the second R is reflection. So those 2 R's are the most important ones. I tend to combine result and reflection. So yeah, what was the outcome of the thing? Was it good? Was it bad? What would you have done differently? Would you do exactly the same thing if you're put in the same situation again? Yeah, so yeah, STAR method. Let me see if I can look up a question so that I can attempt to answer it using the STAR method. Maybe I should use one of the questions they used in the application. I'm gonna use question 7.6 or question 6 from the application itself, and it says, tell us about a time when you were given a project or assignment to implement at your school or in your community. Describe the project that you were given, who was involved, and what was your role. Explain step-by-step approach to executing the project or assignment, and what was the impact of the project. So I'm gonna try use this question and then use the STAR method to answer. Oh, and also, by the way, when you answer these questions, try to avoid saying we and try and talk about what you did. So S situation, don't say S when you're doing like the interview, just in your head. So I'm just trying to spell it out for you guys. So S, the situation is that when I was in Form 6, I was a member of a community or service called Barclays Build, and the main idea or premise behind Barclays Build was to raise funding for the Cancer Association of Botswana. We wanted to renovate some of the buildings that they had because we saw that they weren't in the best of conditions. So yeah, S. And then T, the task at hand. We, look at me doing the we thing. Oh, actually, technically I can't exactly. Yeah, so the task at hand was to raise funding to replace the furniture and to get new paint to make the place more homey and more hospitable so that they can feel more comfortable at their stay there, because they aren't exactly, you know, there because of out of the best of situations. So we were trying to make the place more hospitable and more comfortable for them so that they could feel at home. So at least, you know, they're already going through some health issues, and the least thing we could do is to make, you know, their living conditions decent. I was rambling a bit. I haven't done this in a while. Action, what did I do? I helped form a group, a small task force group that was, you know, in charge of the bigger group at hand, and we were trying to delegate tasks and come up with new or innovative ideas of raising funds, because our school does do a lot of fundraisers, and the typical thing that was done is bake sales. So we wanted to come up with new and innovative ways of raising the funding. So I decided to suggest doing a car wash to the group, so that, you know, it was something different, something more fun, something that we could all be engaged in. And also I suggested a family fun day. I don't even know if I suggested this. I suggested a family fun day, and I thought it would be a fun way to get the whole community involved and, you know, raise awareness of what we're trying to do, try and raise funds, get the families involved, so that it's not just students. And then results, in the end, we managed to raise XYZ amount of money, and we were able to buy paint and buy new furniture to renovate or refurbish the place, the buildings. Reflection, what would I have done differently? Was I happy with the results? Overall, I was happy. We were happy with the outcome because we were able to purchase furniture and paint, like I said before. And if I could do anything differently, I think I would try to reach out to more sponsors to help donate things so that we could have more prizes for raffle draws. You know, spread out more awareness of like the fundraiser itself, of the family funding, I mean, so that more people could attend, because it seemed like we kind of did it at short notice. Blah blah blah. So yeah, that's an example of how to answer interview questions using the STAR technique. So yeah, I guess you could also look up other videos or look up online STAR technique if this wasn't clear enough. The third step was the selection camp, and thank you, COVID. I didn't get to go for the selection camp, so I can't exactly speak on it, but what I heard is that you kind of do group tasks and individual tasks, and I think people like are assigned to you, and then they kind of see how you perform in a group, how you perform individually, if you are a leader, if you're spoken, if you have just the skills or qualities that they're looking for in their future candidates. So yeah, after you do your application, after you submit the application, then you're going to be shortlisted, and then you'll do the interview, and then you'll be shortlisted again. Then you'll go through a third round of interviews. I can't exactly remember what kind of questions we got. Like I said, I did this like 3 years ago, so it's all gone. And yeah, that should be it. Oh, and then you'll get selected, you will get chosen, I guess. So overall, with the timings, I think the applications opened in April or May, and then we had to submit in July. And then I heard back from them about interviews in November. It was after exams, so November, December, that's when I did both interviews. And then they selected us in like January, and then uni started in Feb. So yeah, that's a rough idea of like the timings. But this year, the application, I think they opened in April, and they are closing in August, sometime in August this year. Let's see when. Yeah, before the 4th of August at 5 p.m. SAST. 5 p.m. Gab's time, Joburg time, you get the gist. So yeah, I think you can apply either online or submit it in person. I don't think you get extra points for submitting in person, but at the time we didn't have the option to submit online, so I had to hand deliver it. And yeah, I think that's it. But if you want more information, the website is there. You can watch my previous videos, and I'm pretty sure other candidate fellows uploaded stuff. And yeah, so again, I am so sorry for being MIA, for going ghost on you guys. I want to say it's not gonna happen again, but no promises. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I really hope that this was informative, very helpful to you guys, and hopefully it can help you out, I guess. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And in the comments, please drop down. I do read them. I do read your comments, and I appreciate all the love and the questions that you guys ask me, because it does give me inspo for new videos and stuff. So yeah, please keep doing that. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys soon. Bye.